dropped off in downtown Spokane because I wanted to learn about an issue that's been in the news a lot lately, and that's the topic of homelessness. And the best way I could think to immerse myself in the topic is to go be homeless for the day. So I'm going to go down with $10 in my pocket, no wallet, no credit card. I'm going to go see if I can get food, get shelter. One thing I was not expecting was to walk by a Carl's Jr. and just get really hungry. I didn't think about food too much before I left. I actually ran off with the sandwich on my counter. So I actually didn't eat at lunch, but now I just really want a Western bacon cheeseburger really bad. One thing I realized walking around here is it's not just the big things that you miss out on, like a house, a car, but little things like my nose was running and I needed a Kleenex and I couldn't just walk in the next room and grab a Kleenex box. Little things like that. Just about a block or two away from the House of Charities shelter in downtown Spokane, and I just spent about the last hour and a half in there, and I didn't do any video just out of or pictures out of respect to the patrons who are there, but met a couple of the employees, and one of them toured me around, just let me ask questions, and if you've never been, you should go. It's like a whole nother world inside of our world. They'll house about 200 people, and they already have all of the men's beds taken for tonight. People will line up around 7 o'clock or 7:30 to see if they can get a bed or a mat, just to sleep on the floor on a mat for the night. That was eye-opening. If you've never experienced it, you need to go to a shelter and spend even just an hour there. Looking around at restaurants I go to, places where I get coffee, and now instead of looking for something to eat, because I know I can't afford those right now, I'm wondering where I'm going to sleep tonight, and I'm finding little spots that spent about an hour by one of the shelters and chatted with a handful of different folks, and two of them, a gentleman named Bo and then another gentleman named Winston, both had actually kind of similar stories where they were working and had injuries which led to disability and not being able to work anymore, and then that led to economic issues, and now just to a spot where they're homeless. And so Bo was a concrete mason finisher, and Winston was a truck driver. And so it was interesting that both of their stories were sort of similar, and that's what led them to the place where they are today. The sun's setting, it's almost down, and realizing that I probably have 30 minutes or so more left of daylight, and then this gets really real. And so I'm not going to be staying at a shelter. Shelter was full, and I said that I would not take a meal or a bed away from somebody else who needed it. So I'm going to be just trying to find a place that seems safe. It's getting pretty dark, but not all the way dark yet, and just keep walking. I think I'll keep walking until it's all the way dark, and then I'll settle down into a spot. Okay, I found a spot that I think I'm going to stay at tonight. I wanted to get away from the downtown area a bit, so I came up to the lower South Hill, so I'm only a few blocks away. I can still hear all this city traffic driving around, and right now I can hear a police car with its sirens on. It's about 10:30, and it's starting to get colder. Temperatures definitely dropped a few degrees. Definitely starting to feel the elements a little bit more.
And and tonight's a relatively mild night compared to what it'll be like in a few weeks when temperatures drop below freezing and we start getting some snow. That's when it'll really be brutal out here. But for tonight, it's cold. It's gonna get probably a few degrees cooler still, but you can really feel it. When I was talking to one gentleman in front of the shelter today and just asking him about his story, and he said that he had been there for he was going on 3 months, and I asked him, was there something that was moving him forward, that he was working towards, or that was giving him hope, and he didn't really have anything. He just kind of shook his head no, and you could tell that he was pretty depressed, and that I can see how somebody could get that way if they didn't have something driving them out in the future that they could achieve. They didn't have people in their life who were sending them love, and yeah, I could see how somebody could get really down from that. I'm used to going 100 miles an hour, 16 hours a day, and but everything that I would have been doing, just gets set aside, and you deprioritize it, and yeah, it'll all be there tomorrow, but today the only thing that mattered was I need to find a place to eat, I need some water, I need to find a place to sleep tonight. Everything else just was secondary. Didn't even think about it. It's about 12:40 in the morning, and I slept for about an hour. Just woke up really cold. It's really cold out here now. I'm just trying to keep my face from being exposed as much as possible, and just kind of curled up in a little ball, and use my body heat to keep me warm. It's pretty miserable out here right now. Just checked the temperature, and it looks like we bottomed out at 35 degrees this morning. I believe it. Yeah, it's pretty cold out here. Well, made it. It's a little after 6. Really, really cold. But I have a ride coming to pick me up, and I'm gonna go home, try to get warm. Nice hot shower, a great big coffee sounds really good right now. That was a long night. So cold.